Hello, welcome to the Gorgeous Greek channel. Today we're going to do a reading for the sun sign of Aries. This is going to be for the month of January 2022. The way I'll do the readings is Celtic Cross Spread plus a soul card. The soul card is read intuitively, and that's first for your overall energy, and then we'll pull off the Celtic Cross Spread. You'll see the final spread in the thumbnail of this video. I'll just have taken a snapshot of it by the end and then posted it in the thumbnail image. So we'll get started right away. Thank you again for joining. We're going to pull a soul card for the sign of Aries. Angels, what soul card message do you have for the underlying energy of the sign of Aries for the month of January 2022? Angels, what underlying energy do you have for the sign of Aries in regard to the month of January 2022? All right, and we're going to pull that. Okay. All right. Aries, here's your soul card. As you can see, there's an image of what looks like a feminine energy at the bottom, and then almost as a masculine energy at the top. The color scheme here really speaks to, I believe, the third eye chakra as far as in the blue, and then the white, a lot of communication. So it seems to be some telepathic communication or some kind of weighing of seeing what might be happening in the future between both of these individuals. This could be a sort of a power couple situation where you have the feminine energy down here supporting the masculine up at the top. So sort of your traditionalist hierarchy, if you will, from a male and female perspective in relationships. So I'm seeing that going on here. I'm also seeing in these reds here, this root chakra energy coming from these two individuals. So these two have built a solid foundation together. And I feel throughout the month of January, Aries, you're probably looking forward with a partner of some type, or maybe you have going to be meeting this partner soon, but or personally you might be developing a foundation for a relationship in the future. If not, you have this relationship here. You both see the future together. You're both aligned in your visions, and you're communicating openly, whether it be telepathically or strictly through your emotional connection that you have. You both have this vision of what solidarity looks like in the future. So that's my interpretation of that soul energy. Let's see how that works out in the Celtic Cross Spread. All right, so angels, what message do you have for Aries for the month of January 2022, angels? What message do you have for Aries in regard to the month of January 2022? All right. And for your overall energy, Aries, month of January 2022, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And crossing over you, angels, what's crossing over Aries? Crossing over you, we have Judgment. Okay. This deck is the Light Seers deck, different from last month, so I'm just changing it up a little bit. Angels, at your head, we have the Eight of Swords in the upright. And your immediate future, we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And your recent past, we've got the Emperor card. And your immediate future, we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. And your attitude on the matter is the Three of Cups. This one fell out on the ground, so We're going to pick that one up. And your environment. Let's see. This is the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, hopes and fears for Aries, January 2022, angels. Lots of hopes and fears for Aries, January 2022, angels. All right. We've got the Six of Swords in the upright. And outcome, angels. That is the Seven of Swords in reverse. 6 and a 7. And the underlying energy then is the Tower. Whoa. Okay. All right, Aries. I'm going to take a look at all of these cards together and figure out what the message is going to be. Okay, Aries. So as I'm looking at this spread here, the Five of Pentacles and crossing over it being the Judgment card. The Five of Pentacles speaks to a period of time where you have potentially have been left out in the cold, but you're but as in reverse, it's kind of like you're returning back from a time where things were sort of off the rocker. Perhaps there was some kind of a poverty situation, and not necessarily like actual poverty. But here, hold on a second. Let me take this hat off. It's hot. Not actual poverty, but perhaps it could be like a spiritual poverty or something to that effect. Like you needed some kind of thing in your life as far as maybe friends or things like that. And you and your partner here in the illustration, well, in the traditional deck, there's two individuals there, but you and your partner here are coming out of perhaps a tough time, and you're coming back from that. So the overall energy, this is kind of a partnership here that's going on, okay? This is a story about you and a partner essentially going through something together. You guys are transforming as far as there's a rebirth. Perhaps it's a rebirth in your the nature of your relationship. Both on an emotional level, because we're reading this in reverse and the upright, and in a physical level. So you two, as far as what you're envisioning for your future here, based on that initial soul card here, is that you guys could be thinking about purchasing a house or making some kind of an investment in your physical reality, or a rebirth of your physical reality for the future. Perhaps you are wanting to have a child, but you guys are sort of making plans for this, and that's sort of crossing over you. It's like the question of, should we do something together like this? Should we not? Where are we taking things? Should we get married? Should we not? So the question is, how after you've come out of a situation and trials and tribulations together from the past, how do you evolve the relationship moving forward in the future? In your recent past, we have the Emperor card. So there was a older masculine energy. Perhaps it's a father figure of some type. Perhaps it's a really close friend that is of a very successful status that had provided you some guidance about the situation and what you and your partner should be doing to grow the relationship. What's traditional as far as what you two should be doing at this point in your relationship. And so I very strongly feel that this would be a father figure having an influence over you in your recent past about it. The Eight of Swords, then you're kind of overthinking things a lot, and not necessarily overthinking, because that sounds kind of negative. It's sort of like you're thinking a lot about it. So the 8 represents a beginning and an end, or a cycle, right? It's kind of the infinity symbol. So it's death, rebirth, death, rebirth. So you're thinking with the 8 of Swords a lot, especially with this being in your head, very much thinking about how decisions that you've made in the past are affecting your present, what you decide now, how it's going to affect your present. You're analyzing, perhaps over analyzing where, let's say, this relationship might be going, what this past father figure had told you as far as advice of how to move forward. You're kind of juggling all these things in your head to figure out, what does rebirth look like with me and my partner? What does rebirth look like from an emotional level, a soul level, or also a physical level? At your feet here is the Ace of Cups in reverse. So your strength here in this situation is, what am I going to do to feed myself? And so you're looking for, and you have a lot of things in your life as far as that will nurture you emotionally, self-nurture you emotionally. So whether or not you do like spa treatment, things like that, whether or not you just do a lot of shopping, whether or not you go like hunting or something like that to kind of feed your soul at an emotional level, those are the kinds of things that you are doing. Perhaps your significant other is sort of doing the same things. You both have the same vision as far as where you want to go in the future, and you both clearly do feed yourselves with loving energy, So in your immediate future, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So there will be an individual, and I'm getting the feeling that this might be like a situation, like an individual that has to do with like your career or work. So whether it's you or your significant other, there is an individual that has to do with a person in an authority position that might be making moves that has you or your significant other bringing some of that work conflict home. And so I would definitely caution on that, not be fearful of the situation, but in your outcome, based on what it's saying here, is to be more strategic about the situation and really let go of your heart. Use this aspect of it, care for yourself, and then separate that from your work situation, because this might be some kind of a challenge coming up, and you don't want to overthink this work situation to kind of get in the way of your current relationship with your person, because you guys are really tight and close together. So and things look really great between the both of you. There's a lot of passion there and things of that nature. So that's what I'm getting as far as the immediate future. This could also be a sort of a selfish energy as well. So if either of you are not necessarily aligned, quite in that way, this could be a misalignment opportunity coming, where one person wants to spend on something and the other perhaps disagrees, or the other one sees the other one as like being selfish or something like that, as far as from a materialistic standpoint. I don't really necessarily see it as totally unhealthy as far as like selfishness, right? You got to like treat yourself, and clearly you guys do that on an emotional level. But either you or your person is going to be exhibiting some kind of not selfish, because it sounds really negative, but like a materialistic sort of approach to making themselves feel happy and fulfilled. And your attitude on the matter here is the Three of Cups. So that's kind of why I'm thinking that this sort of a selfish, and I keep saying that, it sounds bad, this self-fulfilling energy, let's just say, isn't necessarily bad. And if it is a boss figure that is sort of on some kind of a power trip, let's just say, it's not necessarily affecting you, because you're really focusing on your emotional relationship with your partner. And then also you have friends to fall back on too. So that's always a positive thing. In your environment, you have the King of Wands in reverse. So there's individual, again, I'm thinking this is a work situation or a work individual that is very aggressive. that is very aggressive when it comes to being a person of power within the work dynamic. And then again, this could have an effect on your home life at home if you don't really necessarily separate the two things. Words bring life, right? So when I speak about something or I speak about someone, it brings life to that situation and it affects my personal life. So I would caution you not to really necessarily talk about any drama that might be coming at work or people in power that are sort of flexing at work. I would just, steer clear of individuals like this, and then essentially just stay focused on that three of wands. You have a lot of great things here, but a lot of like potential pitfalls, and you don't want to get stuck too much in overthinking things. Just focus on yourself. And you're not going to really, things are going to solve themselves like that. Your hopes and fears, Six of Swords in the upright. Moving on from the spinning around in your head about thoughts about this potential situation where your partner might be a little bit too materialistic that you're getting a sense of, or this work situation individual sort of infiltrating as far as their negative energies onto your relationship and home situation. You're sticking together, but your also hope is that you get beyond this and you move from these rough waters here to calmer waters. And so that's essentially what this card is about. You can see the figure is a little bit down here, and you're hoping to just move past that. That's your kind of goal. Your outcome is the Seven of Swords. So you are basically, you're using your friend group here. You're using your friend group here with the Seven of Swords to sort of talk this thing through. So the Seven of Swords is an individual that's sort of like sprinkling out ideas here and there, or being very social or mingling with a lot of people. But with it in reverse, the person is kind of more gossipy or being very strategic as far as their conversations that they have with people, or they're planting seeds of doubt potentially in other people's minds. Think of like Survivor, right? That show where people would make alliances behind the scenes, and then they would lie to other people, and then they would tell the truth to other people, and by the time the vote happened in the show, there were surprises that happened, like, oh, I thought you were in alliance, but you voted against me, kind of stuff. There's a lot of like strategic things that you're going to be doing, and I think you're going to be doing that within your friend circle to either get sort of this work situation that you have out, or you're using your friends to get some of this stuff that's bothering you in your relationship between you and your significant other out. I would definitely, personally, I wouldn't really talk about my personal relationship with my friends, but that's just me. I'm kind of, more of that person. But if it was bothering me enough and I had to get it out, A, I'd either go to a therapist, or B, last resort would be tell my friends. Everyone's different, but that's kind of what I'm getting from this is the energy of strategically talking this through with others, as far as friends, or perhaps it's a therapist figure. But to get this off your chest, so you're not bringing that energy home and fucking this whole situation up that you have. And then underneath the deck is the Tower. So big surprises and really, really big changes in your life overall. We have the Judgment card, and this is a rebirth card, but the Tower card is also like a card of like chaos. And it's not necessarily like bad chaos. It's like unpredictable things that happen that change your world. And they don't have to be like lightning bolts destroying a whole fucking house or whatever, but it could be like a promotion or something like that. It could be something that is very positive as well. So it's something unexpected that's going to happen. And I think what's going on here this month is that overall, you and your significant other are going to be overcoming a lot of unexpected situations, and you will be working together, I believe, to overcome these situations. But overall, this is going to be a transformative time in your relationship. I think it will test you both. I think it's going to test you guys, and you'll come out different, stronger, for sure. So that's what I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the reading. I will talk to you all next month, maybe sooner.